Whenever somebody gets stuck that he or she is not able to go through or process some kind of emotions in terms of any kind of unbearable trauma, you don't have to be harsh to yourself. You need to realize it's a process of a natural healing and a course of life. Certain times, some losses are unbearable to harness and to garner all thoughts around it that, why this happened with me in life. The only thing that you can do is allow those emotions to pass. It's very easy to say this, but the point is that life itself teaches you to move on. There will come a point that you will have to allow yourself the opportunity to move on. How do we say you means any individual? It's a natural course of life. A lot of people go through a complete cycle change. Some losses are so unbearable that one cannot gravitate to it. For example, death, a loss of a loved one. Any given time, if you get stuck, what you need to do is, why don't you speak to a person who has built on any journey or whom you look up to and ask them how they built on their journeys. You will come to know such fine intricacies of life, of what all people handle. They keep smiling and they keep moving on. Because we are known by the choices that we make in life, and these conscious choices define and even change our perspective towards life in a very holistic manner. There are times where we don't get answers to everything in life. Let those answers be for some point of time in a resting or in static energy. As we proceed forward in life, after a couple of years, we do discover we get answers to everything on earth. Just have faith, we get answers to everything on this earth only. We have a lot of answers already within us, but sometimes we do not want to accept. So what you need to do is, if you ever get stuck that I'm not getting out of this traumatic phase, why this happened with me? Why did I lose someone? Why did I lose someone to a death? Why did I lose someone, out of a particular situation that I completely, was dependent upon? There's no answer to why. There are certain lessons, maybe, or perhaps any divine force or God who has created life as a creation on earth in its most altruistic manner has allowed us the opportunity to grow, and that is why the process is called aging. If you knew everything at the age of 1 year, then there wouldn't have been difference between one and a 70-year-old. So have faith, have patience. Also, if you think that you're getting into a particular pattern wherein the pain is unbearable, you need to also keep a tab that you will keep zoning out into that particular situation where unconsciously you will not realize that you are so stuck in that situation, in that dark pit, that by the time you feel like freeing yourself from the shackles or bondage of such kind of unbearable pain, it will take double the amount of energy for you to come out of that particular zone. So what you need to do is allow emotions to process. It's okay. It happens. And anytime if you feel that your trauma is beyond the limit to handle, just dial out or speak to those people whom you look up to, whom you think you have some assurance. They'll also tell you about how much people handle in life. In fact, after listening to a lot of things, one might start valuing and cherishing one's life more. Everybody handles a lot, and sometimes the luxury of living an ordinary life is also to the chosen ones. Sometimes people live lives where they don't have the luxury to take a leave because they are committed to people. Because at 2 a.m. at night, they cannot revert to people by saying that, oh, I'm so sorry, I cannot take up this query. Because they've made a conscious choice for being committed to the service of people. Similarly, we have doctors who are committed. We've got engineers, we've got advocates, we've got farmers, we've got a lot of people, we've got teachers, we've got a lot of people who are committed and dedicated to their fields. So you need to choose where exactly, in which direction your life is going. You need to realize the power lies within you. It's just a shift of a thought, just a thought. How do we tame our brain? Our subconscious mind is very, very notorious, very intelligent. It keeps thinking 24 hours. For 24 hours, it keeps thinking. So, What is the way to lessen your trauma? The way to lessen the trauma is bring little rationality in it. It's the most difficult thing to do, but it is not impossible. Because the word impossible says, I am possible. Any given time, if you're stuck in a situation which is just out of control, it's like driving a car and the brake fails. So what you have got? You have got only two options. One, you need to crash that car at a safe bend near a divider, or you need to jump out of the car. But any given ways, you will have to save your life. Otherwise, you go with the car and then get buried somewhere. And that's the end of it. The value of the breaths that we are taking. Start focusing on the breaths. We'll realize that sometimes we don't focus. We are surviving because we are breathing. We have forgotten this also. Because we are so stuck in our own things. Why this happened with me? Why did this person did this? Why have I lost someone? Why did anybody die? With due respect. Because this is the natural course of life. There are some lessons we have to learn, and that's how we evolve. And no pain, no gain. So it's not the right way to lead a life that okay, there should be pain, then only you can be successful. It's not like this. And the definition of success is very relative. But the point here is that if you continuously keep creating patterns for yourself, you will realize that you are in that particular socket for a very long time. You need to immediately realize and process what is exactly happening with you, and you need to either seek help or take some good recommendations from people and move out and bail yourself out of situations that are no longer serving you. Because at the end, the only person who suffers is we ourselves and our shadows that never leave us. The only person that never leaves, the only thing that never leaves us is our own shadow. So, be true to yourself and rationalize. Get some practicality in life. If you think, yes, people get hyper emotional. Yes, people go through a lot. But what you need to do is, the moment you realize that there's something happening which is normal, is getting deviated from your own self, you need to immediately either seek some remedial solutions. And by saying, whenever we say this sentence, remedial solutions, the first thing that comes to people's mind is there's something mentally wrong with the person. It's not like that. Forgive yourself. Don't be harsh. Let things process and keep people's numbers on speed dial. Speak to people. It's okay. People are very good. People are good human beings. They'll find time. The natural propensity of any individual is being helpful. That's a basic nature. But the only person who can enable oneself is you yourself. So try coming out of zones that are pulling you in, that is pulling you inward. You have to dive deep within yourself. That is the inward journey. And trauma, everybody, I'm not saying this is justified that you have to undergo trauma. I would pray to God that nobody stands at a point. But when we go immense amount of pain, that it's unbearable, it's excruciating. What you need to do is you need to just pause. Take your left hand, take your right hand and say to yourself, it's okay, this too shall pass. This is a beaten to death sentence and it holds volume. Speak to those people who are built on journeys. They'll tell you, they'll come up with so many things that will shock you as well. That how much situations that people handle and gravitate to immense amount of things that they were never prepared for. When life throws challenges, you're never prepared for it. No challenge came with preparation. Yes, red flags are always there. So discover the power of unleashing the potential within you first.